Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming lunar eclipse, which is also a really powerful full moon in almost 26 degrees of Aries on October 18th at 7:38 p.m. East Coast time in the US, which is New York time, and 4:38 p.m. West Coast time in the US, which is LA time as well. Now, this is the first of two eclipses that's happening within the next several weeks. The second one will be a solar eclipse on November 3rd, and I will do a separate video for that one. But since it's eclipse season right now, we're feeling very strongly this Uranian energy, which we feel until probably between now and November 17th, which has a lot of unpredictability and restlessness and nervousness in terms of energy in it. And so we're really needing to kind of ground ourselves and kind of breathe through this nervous energy and kind of get grounded in our bodies a little bit. Eclipses also sort of have this sense of endings and new beginnings usually. And it usually is everything that's ending during eclipse season is usually something that we need to let go of or release, that's no longer serving our soul's journey or our soul's purpose. And anything that's starting new or beginning new is sort of something that lifts us to the next level of our evolution. So it's really advisable to just kind of allow these beginnings and endings to occur as they do naturally and organically. Now, the eclipses are consciousness upgrades. We're getting new downloads of new templates that bring us to the next level of our evolution. So there are also crossroads, and there are many new opportunities that can come up during eclipse season for that reason. But what we do want to watch out for is we don't want to jump the gun necessarily during this time, because we may feel a little bit jumpy, and if we come from anxiety or if we come from a place of nervousness, then we may jump the gun too soon. We may not have all the information that we need in order to make really sound decisions. So just check in with yourself and see if you're doing something that you're not so sure about, then just maybe give it some time and see if you can make a decision. If you can wait until November 17th before you're jumping the gun on something. If it has an organic feel to it, an organic feel of, this is something that needs to be dealt with, then, it's probably something that is in the energy field of what the eclipses are requiring right now in terms of endings or new beginnings. Now, this particular eclipse is a sneak preview of what's going to happen in February of 2014, because the moon nodes are going to switch signs at that time. They're moving from Taurus Scorpio to Aries Libra. And so we're going to experience more of that polarity next year. This will be a new 18-month cycle that will start at that time. And this will be the Aries-Libra polarity that we're exploring on a soul level. And this is more connected to our soul's journey that we're exploring at that time. And so we're getting a sneak preview with this lunar eclipse. And next year in April of 2014, there will be another lunar eclipse at exactly the same degree as this one in Aries. And so at that time we will have sort of like a process of culmination of what's starting right now. So something is starting right now. We're feeling already this sense of we needing to become aware of something in our relationships, in our one-on-one relationships, the role that we're playing, or what our relationships mean to us, and how we want to interact in our relationships. So we're trying to identify right now, with this lunar eclipse, where do we need to be more assertive, or where do we need to be more accommodating in our relationships? And we're really starting to feel a sense that our roles or contracts that we have with other people are shifting or changing, and we need to maybe redefine what they are, or we need to release certain roles or certain contracts that we have with certain people. So this is something that's starting now, and by next spring, when the next lunar eclipse happens, we'll definitely be more strongly connected to that as well. This will be the process that will happen between now and then. Now, Mars, which is the ruler of Aries, is going to be in Virgo at the time of this lunar eclipse and is opposing Neptune in Pisces. So what that means is that we're definitely getting a message here with this lunar eclipse that we need to find the balance between doing and being. So it's really about, you know, are we being active and taking action and going after things? It's also more, Mars in Virgo has to do more with the mental, practical application of things. And Neptune in Pisces is more about allowing, receiving, being open, going with the flow. It's more about our intuition. It's more about our feeling body. So it's really about kind of finding that balance and trusting and having faith that what we're doing comes from an intuitive place, and that we're releasing anything that's no longer serving us. So releasing the old way of doing things, in a sense, as well. And I would say that, you know, for me, this opposition has to do very much with intuitive action, you know, trying to find a way to come from intuitive action, letting our heart guide us. You know, when we go after something, when we go after our goals, or when we try to figure stuff out, or we try to find answers, to really let our heart guide us with that. One thing with that Mars placement also is that, you know, we want to pay attention to the things that we're resisting, because usually what we resist persists. And if we're fighting the flow, if we're fighting this sense of going with the flow or going with our heart, then we're going to feel very de-energized by that. It's sort of like when we're swimming against the stream. That can be very exhausting, but when we allow ourselves to go with the stream and to allow the water to take us where we need to be going, that can be very effortless and can be very beautiful. So I think that's what that Mars placement is kind of trying to teach us and trying to tell us here, to just go with the stream, go with the flow, allow yourselves to be guided. The other thing with this lunar eclipse is that Mercury, the planet of communication, is stationing at the time of the lunar eclipse, as it's starting to get ready for its retrograde phase from October 21st until November 10th in Scorpio. And so this placement, this station, is sort of asking us to stop and think, you know, am I completely honest with myself? Am I completely honest with the people in my life, in my relationships? How authentic am I with my words, with what I'm saying to other people, what I'm saying to myself? And these are some really great questions to ask yourself with that Mercury placement. And it's also a great time to resolve any emotional or financial issues that we've had with other people in the past, especially in the past 2 weeks, during the time that Mercury traveled through its shadow phase. So if anything came up during that time around finances, especially shared finances that we have with other people, possibly debt that we have with other people, but also emotional issues in our intimate relationships, you know, if something like that came up, then this is a great time now to resolve these things and talk about them again and bring them up again, and really investigate how we can become more authentic and more truthful with ourselves and other people. So all of this is part of this lunar eclipse. Now, I would say that the purpose of this lunar eclipse very much has to do with relationships and the roles that we do play in relationships. So it's really good for us to ask ourselves, you know, are we in relationships with other people so that we can feel complete, or are we in a relationship so that we can share our completeness with other people? And these are really great questions to ask yourselves. And I would invite you to see if you can move more towards the latter, which is, sharing yourself or sharing your own completeness with other people rather than trying to look for other people to complete you. Now remember that in eclipse season, we want to get grounded in ourselves, in our bodies. We want to stay open for our consciousness upgrade. Breathing seems to be really important during that time. So, breathe into any tightness that you feel in your body, release any anxiety, release any tightness that you're experiencing, and just open your heart as much as possible. Now, also, if you do have 24 to 28 degrees of Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer planets in your natal chart, so that would be the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, your ascendant, your rising sign, or your career point. If you have any of those in those signs, then this lunar eclipse is definitely going to affect you more strongly. Of course, we all will feel it somewhere in our chart. So if you're curious to know where that is taking place and how you can best deal with that energy in your life right now and with the changes that are occurring, feel free to reach out for a reading. And also, I want to say that if you are interested in astrology at all, I will be doing another intro to Soul-based Astrology, which is what I'm teaching with my online courses right now. And that the first intro to this Soul-based Astrology will be on November 18th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, which is New York time. So feel free to sign up for that if you're interested in that. It will be a 1-hour intro. And you can do that on my website at astrologercoach.com/online-courses.html, and there will also be a link to that underneath this video. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out via email. My email is Sonja@astrologercoach.com. That's SONJA@astrologercoach.com. Have a fantastic lunar eclipse. Have a fantastic eclipse season. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be about the solar eclipse in 3 degrees of Scorpio, which is going to be very powerful. So feel free to join me again in 2 weeks from now. And have a fantastic one. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.